someone never saw it a little bit earlier. Mickey Parcell was...
Good afternoon and welcome along to the Dave Bryant Stadium for live 90 minutes coverage of Enfield Town versus St Albans in a massive game at the bottom of the Vanarama National League South. A win today guarantees Town's safety. It's the biggest game of Town's season. Some are calling it the biggest game in Town's history. The big team news is that Town make one change from last week with Adam Thompson coming back into the defence in place of Charlie Stallard. It means Kian Dillon continues up front with Chuku and Kasimu on the bench. I'll run through the full team news momentarily, but before that, from an absolutely crackling Dave Bryant Stadium, it's my great pleasure to introduce alongside me the one and only Town fan extraordinaire and voice of North London airwaves, Paul Manell. Paul, how are the nerves?
Yeah, good afternoon, Michael. Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for that incredible intro. The real answer is nerves aren't good. Been hard to think about anything else over the last 24 hours, except possibly Arsenal in the Champions League. Absolutely. It's an overcast, mild afternoon here at the Dave Bryant, but it is absolutely red hot inside the ground. Michael and I were remarking fans have been gathering behind the goal for the last 3/4 of an hour, and the atmosphere is just building and building and building. It's segregated today, which is unusual for games here at Enfield Town. So all the St Albans fans are to our left at the Jenner Timber end, and the Enfield Town Ultras are at the Hartford Zoo end, and the chanting and singing has been going on for a good 3/4 of an hour. It's really built and built. So yeah, greatly looking forward to this, Michael. I think all Towners should go into this feeling very confident, because our recent form, of course, has been absolutely superb. I think we're something like 6 in the current form table. I think unbeaten in the last 8, I think it is. However, a word of caution, St Albans, although they are below us, their recent form hasn't been too bad. That they are, I think, 12th on current form in the table, so I think we can expect a tough afternoon, a tough game. But I think Gavin's message will be, if we keep our heads, which is very important in this red hot atmosphere, and play like we have been, then hopefully we'll get the result we are looking for, Michael.
Thanks very much, Paul. First order of business then will be to run through the two teams. Starting with our visitors, St Albans City, managed by Ian Culverhouse. They have in goal their captain Michael Johnson, number 2 Jack James, 6 David Long King, 7 former Towner Ken Charles, 9 Sean Jeffers, 11 Zane Banton, 12 Alfie Bendel, 20 Gio Razzulo, 21 James Sweet, 24 Brandon Mason, and number 40 is Ollie Davis. And their substitutes are number 10 Harrison Smith, 14 Josh Castiglione, 23 Ruben Wyatt, 25 Aidan Coyne, and number 39 Alex Wall. And Enfield Town line up with Joe Wright in goal. The back three then is number 5 Zav Benjamin, 19 Adam Thompson, and 16 Henry Hawkins. In front of the back four, it's number 20 the captain Mickey Parcell, and 14 Bailey Brown. Number 4 Jack Bates, 8 Sam Youngs, and then the wing backs are Billy Leonard, number 12, and number 7 Lennon Peake, with Kian Dillon up front. So it's a back three, 2 wing backs. We'll see which of Bates and Brown push forward. Parcell will sit behind the defence. Sam Youngs will sit behind Kian Dillon, with Billy Leonard right wing back and Lennon Peake left wing back. And the Town subs are number 9 Anointed Chuku, 11 Ollie Knight, 15 Harry Sidwell, 17 Charlie Stallard, and 18 Hisham Kasimu. Referee today Philip Eddy, assistant referees Carl Parker and Joanne Horwood, and the fourth official is Michael Scott. So Paul, what do you make of that lineup? The one change is Thompson coming back in for Hawkins. What do you make of that back three, and what do you make of the fact that Dillon starts on his own up front again?
Yes, on Adam Thompson, of course he's missed I think the last couple of games with injury, so Charlie Stallard's come in, so it's been a back three of Stallard, Hawkins and Benjamin, and it's worked really well. We can't knock it at all, and Hawkins was excellent in that central role. I think for this game though, Gavin McPherson will want a bit of experience. We were talking about a red hot atmosphere and a very, very important game for both sides. Very easy to lose your heads in a game like this, so I think Adam Thompson would have that bit of experience, bit of know-how, all those leadership abilities he's got. So Charlie Sallard's done well, but I think his inexperience meant to be on the bench. I don't think Cian Dillon could have been left out the side, to be honest, Michael. After his performance last week at Chelmsford, I thought he was excellent. He worked unbelievably hard. He's got a great touch on him, so deserves to start, I think. So I'm not surprised that it's largely an unchanged team.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, particularly given the run that Town have been on. A win, 3 draws, and then 3 more wins prior to that. So 4 wins and 3 draws in their last 7. It's fantastic form for Town. The atmosphere, I've got to comment on it again, the atmosphere is absolutely electric. The stand opposite us is under reconstruction, so there are no fans opposite us, which means that this bumper crowd is squashed into 3 sides of the stadium. It's segregated, so the St Albans fans are all congregated behind the Jenner Timber end, and there's at least 100 of them, possibly pushing 200. The Town fans, there's several hundred of them, just behind the Hertfordshire Zoo end alone. I can report that a blue flare has gone off behind the stand, even though pyrotechnics are not allowed. The 2 sets of players have come out onto the pitch. Town, as ever, resplendent in white shirts, blue shorts and blue socks. They have initially taken to defending the Hertfordshire Zoo end. And St Albans are out in a very bright pink shirt, black shorts and pink socks combo. Flamingo, absolutely. Their goalkeeper and captain Michael Johnson is top to toe in orange. Joe Wright is all in black. He's having a word with the match referee Philip Eddy. I'll run through the 2 sets of teams again. St Albans have Michael Johnson, Jack James, David Long-King, Ken Charles, Sean Jeffers, Zane Banton, Alfie Bendel, Gio Rizzulo, James Sweet, Brandon Mason and Ollie Davis. In Town, it's the usual backline: Joe Wright in goal, Benjamin Thompson and Hawkins at the back. Hawkins returning to the side in place of Charlie Stallard. The wing backs are Billy Leonard on the right, Lennon Peake on the left, Mickey Parcell, Bailey Brown, Jack Bates and Sam Youngs in midfield behind Cian Dillon. Pleasantries are being exchanged in the centre circle, and Town will be attacking the Hertfordshire Zoo end to start with. Suggests that perhaps Mickey Parcell might have lost the toss, because they will be attacking the home fans in the first half and attacking the away fans in the second half. How are their nerves, Paul?
I think I'll settle a bit down when the game settles down. Yeah, interesting that one, Michael, that Towners are attacking the Hertfordshire Zoo end first half, where their fans are congregated, which, as you say, would probably indicate that Mickey might have lost the toss, a bit like turning Liverpool round at Anfield to attack the Kop end in the first half. So here we go, everybody. Hold on to your hats, hold on to everything else. It's about to start.
A win today guarantees Town survival. 6 points between Enfield Town and St Albans City. Mickey Parcell is standing over the ball, ready to kick off. There is a slight delay amongst the officials as they mic themselves up, but it seems we're all set for the biggest game of the season. Some have called it the biggest game in Town's history. Manager Gavin McPherson said that staying up would be a bigger achievement than going up last season. We shall see. Everything is set. Enfield Town against St Albans City. How are your nerves at home? The whistle goes. We are off and running. The ball is played back to Adam Thompson. He immediately launches it up the left, and St Albans are able to clear. Up towards Jeffers, who's marshalled by the returning Thompson, and Henry Hawkins lobs the ball clear, out of play, and it's the first throw of the day. Goes to St Albans City. On the right, on halfway, James Sweet will take it. James Sweet, who was brought in just in December from Arsenal. He was an under-21 regular at Arsenal, James Sweet, the right back. He's thrown up the line, and a strong tackle immediately from Parcell. Sam Youngs then gets stuck in as well, but Razzulo is able to clear. Bates hooks it skyward, and on halfway, it's a poor clearance there from Alfie Bendel. Has gone backwards. Parcell gets his head and then a foot in, trying to force it up on the left. Bailey Brown shoves it forward. Now Sam Youngs can hold it up, back to goal. It's still in the middle third. It's been a scrappy opening 30 seconds ago. And now the ball is spread long by St Albans, but overhit. And Joe Wright can gather it in. Joe Wright then getting his first touch of the ball. He's in front of the Jenner Timber end where all the St Albans fans are amassed. It's a mild day, cloudy day. There are shadows on the pitch. Those Wright kicks long. Young's got a head in it, but it's repelled by St Albans. Bailey Brown does really well to bring it under control, then beat two players, gives it out wide left to Lennon Peake. Peake cuts Enfield to evade his man, gives it back to Parcell, prowling the centre circle. Parcell looks to spread wide right, but Mason intercepts. Brandon Mason, former Premier League player, bursts forward, gives it to Bendel, and Peake gets a foot in. And the ball has spun out of play. It's gathered there by Ian Culverhouse, the St Albans manager, in front of his dugout, and Mason takes the throw on halfway. Billy Leonard shoves over his man Davis, and a free kick is given, the first free kick of the day, and it's in quite a dangerous position this for St Albans, halfway inside the town half, right on halfway, right on the touchline. Quick 1-2 between Davis and Mason. Mason's cross into the area, it's cleared by Town. Comes out as far as Long King. Long King lobs it back first time in towards the area. It's allowed to bounce. Jeffers is in. Oh, he nudges it straight at Joe Wright. Sean Jeffers was clean through there. He beat the offside trap, had only the keeper to beat, and from about the penalty spot, the bouncing ball, he didn't make clean contact and patted it into the hands of Joe Wright. What a let-off for Town.
Yes, Michael, first chance of the game goes to St Albans. It was a long ball into the Enfield Town area, eluded all the sort of central halves, fell to Jeffers. I'll just break off.
Because Davis is on the charge now on the left of the area for St Albans. He gets the shot in. Joe Wright saves. Joe Wright is forced to palm that away. Ollie Davis shot from the edge of the area, cut in onto his right foot, shot from the edge of the area, and Joe Wright diving to his right had to save. And now Cian Dillon has muscled his man out of the way on the other end. Dillon, edge of the area, just loses control of the ball, and Michael Johnson is able to come out and gather. Great tenacity there from Cian Dillon, but all sorts of action in this opening 3 minutes. St Albans have had two shots on goal, both saved by Joe Wright, and then Cian Dillon at the other end almost fashioned a chance for himself out of nothing.
What an explosive start to this game. At both ends, two chances for St Albans. First of all, it was Jeffers who was through, a tame shot, easy save really for Joe Wright, and then Davis cut in on his right, and it was a decent save by Joe Wright, and then Cian Dillon did fantastically well, great strength to hold off the St Albans defender, just lost control at the last moment, but it's end to end this.
It's a match that's living up to its billing already as Brandon Mason now comes forward for St Albans inside the town half on the left as Mason attacks. He's neat footwork there to sidestep Bates, giving it to Davis. Comes back now to Banton. Banton infield to Bendel. Alfie Bendel for St Albans, edging towards goal and gives it wide. And this is James Sweet. St Albans building patiently, having a spell of possession here deep inside town territory. They've got the ball on the right flank. It's with Sweet now towards the corner flag on the right. Tries to get a low cross into the area. It's blocked out by Henry Hawkins, and that's a throw to St Albans. They've started the better so far.
Yeah, the visitors have started well. They look very composed actually. They're playing the ball out about well, and some good movement. Just a note about the pitch as well. I thought in the last home game, I think it was Chippenham, it was quite dry and bobbly, as you'd expect at this time of year, but the pitch seems to be playing a lot better today.
Long throw comes into the town area. Hawkins gets the first head in it. It's as far as Bendel. He takes it on his chest, chips it back into the area. Jeffers is free again. He's missed his header. It's cleared by Town. Up towards the centre circle now by Parcell, and something for Dillon to chase. He put Sweet under pressure there, but Sweet kept his nerve and was able to clear it, loosen the centre circle. Peake spreads it wide to Mickey Parcell. Parcell forces out wide right to Billy Leonard. Now Leonard on the right, 10 yards inside the St Albans half, but Davis it was who came across to knock the ball out of play. Leonard now takes the throw up the right, looking for Dillon, but it's cut out by St Albans. Only as far as Mickey Parcell, deep inside St Albans territory. Low cross from Parcell is cut out by St Albans. Davis is dispossessed by Dillon. Town have it back. Parcell's found Billy Leonard wide on the right. Leonard spins the ball into the area. Sam Youngs is up, but his head is wide, and he was offside anyway. Good back-spinning cross there from Billy Leonard. Youngs rose well, but couldn't quite get on top of it, couldn't get any power behind it. Both sides, though, looking potent going forward.
Yes, there's no real defensive play going on at the moment. It's attack, and as you've been saying, Michael, St Albans look very composed on the ball. They're passing the ball around well, but Town have looked dangerous on the break, and that was a good cross there by Leonard, good early cross. And who do you want the end of it? You do want Sam Youngs on 17 goals, but he was offside and he was just sort of stretching for it anyway, and it went wide. But really exciting start to this game.
Brandon Mason has tried to play a ball forwards there. He's overhit it. It's gone through to Joe Wright. Brandon Mason, who made 2 Premier League appearances for Watford 8 years ago, the first of which, his debut, was 20 or so minutes against Tottenham Hotspur, in which both Dele Alli and Harry Kane scored twice in a 4-0 Tottenham win that day. So Mason's ball's loose and halfway, and it's hooked forward by St Albans, or loose touch there from Hawkins has given it to Charles. Charles has gone backwards to Banton. Banton spreads it out wide to the aforementioned Brandon Mason. Mason, wearing 24 on his back, plays it forward up the line to Davis, edging towards the left edge of the area, got to the byline, pulls it back. It's cleared by Hawkins initially, and then Leonard is dispossessed by Mason. Play goes on. Here's Banton, left corner of the area. Banton has got the overlap from Mason, instead goes infield to Bendel. Bendel gives it to Davis, now back to Banton. He's tried to chip the ball through the gap, but it's gone out of play, and it's a goal kick to Town. And after 7 minutes in this critical cup final-esque match, it remains Enfield Town 0, St Albans City 0, and we can catch our breath as Joe Wright prepares to take a free kick. The atmosphere is absolutely sizzling here. Both sets of fans in fantastic voice, crammed into 3 sides of the stadium because the stand opposite us is still under construction. As Joe Wright now takes his free kick on this humid, cloudy day. It's an unchallenged header from Long King, slightly aimless though, and Hawkins will chase that back, see it through. It's gone out of play for a throw to Town. So Hawkins, with Adam Thompson coming back into the back three. Hawkins, he deputised to the centre of the back three the last couple of weeks. He's moved back out to the left of the back three today. What did you make of his performances in the centre of the back three the last couple of games?
I think he was fantastic. I think he was man of the match last week, wasn't he, at Chelmsford? He got into the National League South Team of the Week, so I thought it was magnificent. But as we were saying earlier, I think Thompson's in for his experience, and Hawkins has done really, really well as a left-sided centre-half as well, and he started well today. As I said, he clears the ball down the field.
And it's something for Dylan to chase, but Long King did really well. They're under pressure with a bouncing ball, brought it under control and then gave it sensibly to Mason outside him on the left. Mason under some pressure here from Bates. He's forced out wide to Ollie Davis. Davis turns, plays it forward well actually. Jeffers gets a head on it, but Thompson can head it back. Mazzullo can't quite get a firm header on that, and it falls for Bates. Bates, however, misplaced his short pass. It's gone out of play for a throw 5 yards inside the town half on the left of St Albans attack. Mason takes the throw short to Banton. Banton back to goal under pressure from Parcell. It's forced backwards into his own half, gives it to Long King. Long King, who scored an absolutely gorgeous goal a couple of weeks ago on the volley from a corner. And St Albans have given it away here. It's gone back to Bailey Brown. He's fed Cian Dillon, edge of the area. Dillon shoots just wide of goal. It was won back by Sam Youngs in midfield. He fed it back to Bailey Brown. He played a lovely diagonal forward to Dillon. Dillon from the right edge of the area, 18 yards out, shot right footed, just dragged it wide of the diving goalkeeper.
Yes, I was going to say actually, Michael, St Albans have looked the more composed side, but they lost their composure there. They gave the ball away. Sam Youngs won it in midfield, laid it quickly to Brown, and that was a gorgeous ball through to Cian Dillon, who ran onto it, hit it, but he just didn't get everything onto it, and it just went wide. But yes, a great effort there from Enfield Town. And Bailey Brown, who I thought had a brilliant game last week at Chelmsford, that was a fantastic ball through to Dillon.
Bailey Brown once of St Albans actually, between October 2021 and June 2022, made 20 appearances and scored 1 goal for them. The former Tottenham Hotspur youth player Brown. St Albans have taken a throw inside their own half on the right. It's been forced back up the pitch by Hawkins, picked up by Razzulo, and he's asked a lot of his left back Brandon Mason there, but Mason scuttled across, kept it in play and played a good ball up the line to Davis, who's into the area on the left. Davis puts it into the area and it's stabbed wide by Jeffers. Ollie Davis there turns Zav Benjamin a bit too easily on the left of St Albans attack. He got to the byline, pulled the ball back. Jeffers arrived from close range from about 8 yards. His left foot shot couldn't quite get his foot around it. It went wide, but another warning shot there fired by St Albans.
Yeah, it was indeed, and I think it was Jeffers involved again, who, as you say, turns Zav Benjamin inside out there, got the ball into the area, and thankfully it didn't come to too much. But yes, chances at both ends here, Michael. It's an incredible end-to-end game. I'll just break off. The ball is cleared. Kieran Dillon, who's been great since he signed on loan for Enfield Town. I think that's possibly the best chance he's had as a Towner. He just screwed his shot wide, but he needs to keep going, so hopefully more chances will come.
Yeah, he's already proving a handful for Long King and Jack James at the back there, Dylan, but he did slightly snatch at that shot. He had a bit of space and he didn't quite make clean contact, just as you say, screwed it wide off the far post. Town have a throw in an attacking position here. It's 20 yards from goal on the left. Peake takes it short infield to Bailey Brown, back with Peake going towards the byline, trying to get across. It's a high one, it's over Dylan's head. Brandon Mason heads clear. Mickey Parcell does really well to beat his man to it, nip in there, win the ball. Parcell practically on all fours, still going, tries to fire across and it deflects off Davis, who then clears up the pitch towards halfway. Jeffers will try to keep it in play, fails to do so, and it's a throw to Town on halfway on the right. But good battling there from Mickey Parcell, who prior to kick-off was named as Town's Player of the Month for March, wearing the captain's armband as ever. Parcell, over 200 appearances for Enfield Town, and he's done well to make the step up. He's one of the few survivors now in the Town side from step 3 up to step 2. He's taken the throw up the line. Young's got a head on it. Dylan now holding the ball up, gives it back to Leonard, who beats his man, gets to the byline right on the right hand side, scuffs his cross slightly. Sam Youngs did well to keep the ball alive. Dylan's now giving it back to Leonard. Leonard drills a low cross right across the area, and it's the former Towner Ken Charles who will let it go out for a throw to St Albans. So 13 minutes gone. It's Enfield Town 0, St Albans City 0, but it could realistically be 3-2 already. Both sides have had a handful of clear chances. The throw's taken by St Albans. Hawkins got the head on it first, and Thompson's able to give it back to Joe Wright. He's going to have to be quick here. He kicks clear, but over the head of Billy Leonard. It's gone straight out of play, and it's a throw to St Albans right in front of their dugout. So it's about 15 yards inside the Town half on the left. Mason takes it short to Banton. He puts it back into his own half, and David Long King forward to Bendel. However, his first time pass is intercepted by Mickey Parcell. Parcell tried to turn it back to Dylan. St Albans intercepted, and Thompson just lumps a long ball forward, which Michael Johnson can claim easily under no pressure. First 14 minutes, any individuals caught your eye so far, Paul, from either side?
Well, you were talking about Mickey Parcell just now. Some typical examples of tenacious midfield play from Mickey Parcell. Some of the conversation before the match actually was about, who would you say was player of the season? And obviously a lot of people were talking Sam Youngs. Where would he be without his goals? But Mickey Parcell's been fantastic. This season he's played at wing back, he's played centre half, and for the last few months he's been a tremendous central midfielder. And he just gave an example there, winning the ball not once but twice in central midfield and getting attacks going. Interesting, we weren't sure, Brown and Bates, who would be playing further forward. I think at the moment it looks like Bates is playing further forward, with Brown holding with Parcell. That might change as the game goes on. It might be a bit fluid like it was at Chelmsford last week, Michael.
Yeah, Gavin did point out in his post-match interview that they alternated the two of those. As Lennon Peake is caught late there, it was a long kick from Joe Wright up towards the left. Peake won the header and then was then flattened. He's still on the floor now, but he's going to pick himself up, so no lasting harm accrued. And Town are going to have a free kick on halfway on the left flank. The game has just settled into a bit of a lull for a minute or two after an absolutely frenetic opening in which Jeff has missed 2 one-on-ones essentially. Cian Dillon had a clear sight of goal as well, which he shot wide. Town are going to take this free kick. Jack Bates is over it, both arms raised. He lobs it towards the edge of the area, but too close to the goalkeeper. Michael Johnson is able to gather unopposed, yelling incandescently to his teammates. He eventually bowls it out short to Mason, who tries to take on Dillon. Dillon's staying with him, but Mason's gone over halfway here on the left. Now he's got to try to thread it through to Davis, and Davis is through up towards the byline on the left. Thompson's come across. Thompson's won the ball and then put it out of play for a throw. Great defending there from Thompson, but Ollie Davis on the left flank for St Albans, on loan from Ipswich. He's proving a bit of a handful on that left flank.
Yeah, they've looked dangerous down there left. Enfield Town's right. Thompson's experience showed there. He saw the danger, came over, covered it. But that is a problem. Yeah, Ollie Davis has had a very good start for St Albans.
Giovanni Razzulo will take the throw, and it's a long one from the left into the area. Everybody's missed it. First bounce comes across, shot comes in, and it's in the back of the net. St Albans have taken the lead. Zane Benton hit it on the volley after the long throw from the left was allowed to bounce right across the Town area. Zane Benton on the far side arrived on the right edge of the area and rifled a volley first time across Joe Wright into the back of the net. And after 17 minutes, it's Enfield Town 0, St Albans City 1.
They've been coming down this side.
Yeah, we've talked about the threat from the left, Michael, and this was a long throw from the left. It was flicked on, and there it was Benton sneaking in at the far post. No one attracted him, and in he came and put it away. Nice finish from Benton. And to be honest with you, I think St Albans have edged it so far and possibly deserved that lead, but Towners, well, we came back from 1-0 down last week to win. We've got to do it again.
Yeah, Zane Banton with the finish there. It was a very sweet finish. He didn't bother with taking a touch to control it. None of that nonsense. He just smashed it first time. Caught it sweet as a nut, and it flew into the bottom corner. So, that's put the cat amongst the pigeons. Town, who knew that victory today would keep them up, are trailing, and as things stand, St Albans would move to within 3 points of Enfield Town. Town's upcoming fixtures are Boreham Wood in 8th and Worthing in 4th, whereas St Albans fixtures are Hemel Hempstead, who sit in 11th, and then Truro, who sit in 3rd. So tough fixtures for both sides coming up. Goal kick has been taken by St Albans. Thompson's got a foot on it. Peake will keep it in play inside his own half, lays it back to Hawkins. Hawkins drills it up the line. It's a header for Sweet. Sam Young's crashed into him mid-air, and a free kick has been conceded. Free kick to St Albans, right on halfway, slightly to the right of the centre circle, and they lead at the Dave Bryant Stadium, and their fans have been in good voice ever since that goal went in. Free kick then to St Albans on the right. Zane Banton's goal is his 6th of the season. Free kick is launched into the area. It's not quite cleared by Town fully. It's headed clear now by Leonard. Young's neat layoff to Bailey Brown, but his attempted forward pass is cut out by Brandon Mason. And St Albans recycle possession around the halfway line, but then Bates nips in. Dillon heads it on to Lennon Peake. Lennon Peake just north of the centre circle. He's dispossessed. Dillon fights back in there, and Bailey Brown will try to keep it under control. Gives it back to Parcell. He's able to keep it under control. Now he threads it forward to Brown. He uses his body strength to turn away from one player. Just about forces it through to Bates. Bates trying to free Sam Youngs. Couldn't quite get there. St Albans clear, and Zav Benjamin will have to keep an eye on this, because he's got Jeffers in pursuit of him as he faces up towards his own corner flag. Benjamin's done well there. Shepherd is out, and it's gone out for a throw to Town deep inside their own half on the right. Benjamin's going to leave it for Billy Leonard. 20-minute mark. St Albans City leading here at the Dave Bryant Stadium by 1-0. It was Zane Banton with the goal on 17 minutes. As I say, 6th goal of the season for him, to go with 5 last season. 7 yellow cards and 1 red card for Zane Banton as well. Red card for a stray elbow back in September against Torquay. And Ollie Davis has got free again for St Albans on the left. Adam Thompson had to come across and cover. was able to put it out of play for a throw right down by the corner flag for St Albans. And once again it was Ollie Davis, the 18-year-old on loan from Ipswich, who was posing the threat to Town. Once again then, as it was for the goal that St Albans scored 5 minutes ago, it's going to be a throw from the left from Gio Rizzulo. He throws long towards the near post this time. Benjamin wins the header back whence it came. Rizzulo will bring it under control on the left flank. Infield to Davis, back again to Rizzulo, right footed, he chips the ball in towards the near post. Charles brings it down, Thompson gets in there to nick it from him with well timed header and then clears it up the line, and St Albans struggle to keep that in play, and Town have won a fairly cheap throw on halfway on the right flank. And Brandon Mason's going to receive a talking to there. I think he's going to receive a yellow card for that. I think that's a little harsh. It's officially a yellow card for kicking the ball away. I think he was trying to nudge the ball back to the throw-in taker, to be honest. It spun off his shin, went miles away, and he's picked up a yellow card. What did you make of that one, Paul?
Yeah, maybe a bit harsh there. I think they're very tight on kicking the ball away now, and if it looks like it, you're going to get a yellow card. But I think Enfield Town are hanging on a bit at the moment, but for a couple of interceptions just now by Adam Thompson, Towners would have been in a bit of trouble. I'll just break off.
It's a chance here for Bates. Shoots, and it's blocked at the near post, and it's going to spin out for a throw. It was a block by Gio Rizzulo, who tracked back as the ball ricocheted and spun loose in the area. Jack Bates was furthest forward from about 15 yards, but his shot was blocked. Town have the throw 5 yards from the right corner flag. Billy Leonard takes it short into Bailey Brown inside the area. Brown under pressure from two. He's bundled to the floor, but he manages to squeeze it out to Leonard, who chips it into the area. It's out the back post, and it's the bouncing! It's ricocheted in! Cian Dillon is taking the congratulations. The cross came from Leonard on the right. Youngs Rose missed it, the goalkeeper missed it. It seemed to bounce off Cian Dillon from only about a yard out. Couldn't miss. And after 22 minutes, it's Enfield Town 1, St Albans City 1.
Well, we were saying just now that St Albans have been the more composed side, but a real lack of composure inside that St Albans box just then. Leonard's teasing ball into the area. It seemed to be that goalkeeper and defender both went to it, both missed it. I don't know if Dillon actually got a touch to it. I think he possibly did, but in it went. Mistake between goalkeeper and defender, and it is 1-1, Michael.
Oh, and how Town needed that, because as you say, St Albans did have the upper hand in that first half of the first half. However, we're back on parity now. Billy Leonard will take a throw for Town deep inside his own half. We've heard that Weymouth are 1-up at Salisbury, so good couple of minutes here for Town. Ollie Davis, however, the danger man for St Albans in possession. Leonard's nicked the ball off him. It's gone back to Bendel for St Albans, and then a hoik up the pitch by Long King. Gone all the way out of play for a goal kick to Town. So it was a bit of a scrambled goal when it came. Leonard took the throw short to the right, on the right to Bailey Brown. He gave it back to Leonard. Leonard put the cross into the area. It went over the head of Sam Youngs, and thereafter there was a bit of a scramble at the back post. The goalkeeper missed it. Dillon, it seemed, was taking the congratulations after it went in. It was a bit difficult to make out who got the final touch. He looked a little sheepish, to be honest, as he took the congratulations, but they all count.
But who cares? I'll say, Michael, I think it might have gone straight in, to be honest. It was a teasing cross by Leonard, and goalkeeper and defender, there was no communication at all, and I think it might have gone straight in. But listen, Dillon's a striker. Of course he'll claim it. Of course he will. And the whole atmosphere has changed now. It's amazing the difference a goal can make, because St Albans were well on top.
Town on the attack here because Peake has looked for Dillon. Sliding challenge came in, and the ball's gone out of play for a throw 15 yards from the St Albans corner flag on the left, which Lennon Peake will take. Attacking position this for Town. Peake gives it short to Bailey Brown, back to Peake. Peake gets onto his left foot, thinks about a cross, tries the cross, it comes off a St Albans defender. It was James Sweet on the far side, and it's going to be another throw to Town. Identical position, 10 yards or so from the corner flag. And as you say, Paul, the momentum has shifted somewhat.
It has, and it goes without saying that was such a crucial goal for Town, because St Albans were, as we're saying, the better team. but now that should give Town a lot of confidence, settle them down a bit.
Brown's fed a ball through to the edge of the area and it's cleared by St Albans. Out it comes, Peake heads it back in, and this time the header comes out again from St Albans. Banton dispossessed by Peake, and then Hawkins lobs a high ball. Mason gets the head on it. Zav Benjamin wins his 50-50. Billy Leonard wins the header, then loses track of the ball and then steals in front of Davis. Is getting a handful of his shirt tug. Leonard's still going though, tries to get across in 2 attempts to cross the charge down, and Leonard will let the ball spin out of play for a throw. Leonard did really well, and then he's taking a quick throw looking for Bates down on the right hand edge of the area. It's going to come out to Billy Leonard, into Bates again, down by the byline, tries to squeeze in the cross, gets a second attempt at the cross. It's headed clear by St Albans. Parcell will pick it up, his shirt is being tugged again as well. Ref has had a very unobscured view of that, but didn't see anything amiss, and it's a throw to St Albans deep inside their own area, deep inside their own half, but halfway inside their own half on the left, which Mason takes up the line looking for Jeffers. He heads up. Parcell's attempted clearance comes off Jeffers, and it's a thrown to Town on halfway on the right hand flank. And my goodness, the atmosphere is sizzling. We can have a little moment of respite as we take this throw from the halfway line. Leonard takes it up the line. Youngs gets a flick in it, but Bendel's going to leave that for Sweet, and he, not the best clearance, goes straight to Mickey Parcell, still inside St Albans half. Parcell tries to force it forwards for Bates, but Long King uses his strength there to shove Bates out to the way, and it's a goal kick to St Albans. We can catch our breath. 27 minutes gone. Enfield Town 1, St Albans City 1. Momentum has evened out a little bit since that goal.
Yes, without doubt. What a change in temperature in this match, Michael. St Albans' composure has gone. Enfield are finding much more energy in their legs. They're getting the ball out wide, getting more crosses in. Real sudden change in this. It's as if the goal has relaxed Enfield Town, who looked, understandably, with this atmosphere and everything on it, they looked a bit anxious at the start of the game.
Davis is on the run again on the left, and he's into the air. He's on his right foot. He doesn't quite connect with his shot, and it's easy for Joe Wright. But my goodness, Ollie Davis is beating men for fun on the left flank for St Albans. Doesn't matter how many men Town stationed in front of him. Billy Leonard, Zav Benjamin and Adam Thompson all came across there, and he simply slalomed his way in and out of them. Ultimately his shot was weak, but he's still proving a real threat for St Albans. Banton, the goal scorer now, spreading it wide right to Charles, is in an acre of space. Charles, poor touch, he's poked it past Hawkins. Charles shoots, it comes off Adam Thompson and spins out for a corner. First corner of the game for St Albans. It's on their right, and after 28 minutes they have regained their composure. They've regained a bit of momentum, and they've got the first corner of the game. It's going to be taken on the right. I think it's Rizzulo taking it on the far side. They've got 2 men on the penalty spot, 3 men on the edge of the area. They're all mixing and bundling now. In comes the corner towards the 6-yard box. It's headed clear initially by Youngs. Not a great clearance from Bates, and then the shot comes in from range but wide. It was Brandon Mason who shot from the edge of the area. No harm accrued. It went wide of goal. 29 minutes in, it's Town 1, St Albans City 1, but it's still end-to-end stuff, Paul.
It's like a roller coaster, this, Michael, isn't it? I feel a bit queasy, to be honest with you. As soon as we think Town are on top, back comes St Albans. The danger man is Ollie Davis, number 40. There's no doubt about that. Every time he gets the ball on the left for St Albans, the Enfield Town right, he is causing all sorts of problems for poor old Jav Benjamin. First instinct for the St Albans midfielders is to get it wide as quickly as possible to Davis, because he seems to be the man who could create something for St Albans. So yeah, it is an incredible game befitting the occasion.
It's a throw to St Albans level with the edge of their own area in their left back position. Sweet's got the ball in his hands. James Sweet, the Irishman, throws up the line.
This player again,
It's lobbed forward by St Albans towards Davis, who wins his physical battle with Billy Leonard, but then Leonard gets back at him, gets in firmly, wins the ball back, feeds it up the line to Dylan, neat turn from Dylan, feeds the ball, tries to spread it in field to Sam Youngs. The ball was cut out by St Albans, and Banton can bring it forward for them, gives it to Mason, the left back to Banton. Under pressure from Bates, he chips the ball forward. Thompson wins, takes it on his chest actually, and then volleys forward for Bates to chase up the right flank. Bates down by the corner flag on the right. First time ball lofted in towards the back post. It's over Sam Young's head. Peake will try to collect it on the left flank. Peake up against Sweet. The ball's trickled out of play. The referee's looking to his assistant for assistance, and the throw is given to St Albans down by the corner flag that they're defending in their right back position. So that will be James Sweet again. I mistakenly called him an Englishman. He's actually played under 17 football for England and under 19 football for Wales, James Sweet, now at the ripe old age of 21. As Town tried to force the ball forward again. St Albans half clear. It's going to come out to Mickey Parcell halfway inside the St Albans half. He lobs the ball forward up the left. Peake will chase, put Sweet under pressure. Dillon's come across to help out, and Town have won a throw. 10, well, not quite 10, 7 or 8 yards from the corner flag. On the left as Town attack. This is a potentially promising position. Don't really have a long throw specialist. I suppose Hawkins can fire them in, but the throw's going to be left to Peake and it will be short. Bailey Brown's the only option at the moment. Goes short to Bailey Brown. He's trying to turn 2 men there, but he's forced out of it, and my ball might still fall loose to Brown. He's still got the chance to gather the ball in the 6-yard box, but St Albans have just about hacked it clear, and now they can clear up towards halfway. Parcell takes it on his head. He forces it forward towards Youngs, but a no-nonsense clearing that's there from Bendel into the Town half. Hawkins gets the first head in it. It's left for Banton, the goal scorer for St Albans. Banton in the middle third here, motoring from right to left, gives it to Mason. Mason under pressure from Bates, feeds it forward to Banton. He's under pressure from Parcell and being forced backwards. Parcell gives him a nudge, but Banton's able to give it to Sweet. He plays it forward here for Charles, the ex-Towner Ken Charles on the right, holding up Hawkins, lays it back. St Albans have worked it well here. Here's Banton, 40 yards from goal, turns to face his own goal, gives it to Bendel. Bendel, he's forced back sideways. It's Rizzulo now. Rizzulo takes a touch, spreads it wide right to Sweet, who's joining the attack. Sweet, the former Arsenal man, feeds it up the line to Rizzulo, chips the ball into the area. Benjamin gets the first head in it, and it's a firm one all the way back out to Sweet. Sweet will give it to Rizzulo. Second chance for him to cross from the right. In comes a lower cross, this time shot from Charles is wide of goal at the near post, and it's a goal kick to Enfield Town. Very good little spell of controlled possession there for St Albans.
Yes, again, Michael, very composed from the visitors. They worked it onto their right this time, and it came in from the right-hand side to Charles, who got his shot in, but it went quite easily past the post. But I think I'm right in saying Ken Charles is their top goal scorer, I think, this season with 10 goals. We know him quite well from his spell at Enfield Town, and he is a danger, and that was dangerous again. And I think overall, Michael, you have to say St Albans have looked the more composed side. Town has had a little spell just after they equalised, but St Albans are getting on top again now.
Yeah, they're passing it a bit more subtly in midfield. However, Town on the attack here. The ball's been lobbed forward to Dillon, left of the area. He cuts back onto his right foot, tries to chip across into the area. It's deflected. Mason gets there, ahead to it, ahead of Bates. And Banton has fed it forward for Davis, who's up against Benjamin and he's beaten Benjamin. Ollie Davis, crunching tackle from Parcell. Referee blows up, pulls out the yellow card immediately. St Albans fans are appealing for more than that, but it's a yellow card for Parcell, who came sliding in as Davis raced away.
That man Davis again, poor old Jeff Benjamin. He's having a torrid afternoon trying to cope with him. Nothing on Jeff Benjamin. He's just playing really well, Davis. He's quick, he's strong, and he ran away from Benjamin there, and he was running towards the penalty area, and Mickey Parcell came from behind, tried to win the ball, brought him down. Clear yellow card, and yet, but what to do with Ollie Davis? That is the quandary for Gav McPherson, I think. Double up on him, cut out the service, I would suggest. Try and cut up the balls out to him, because they're looking for him all the time.
I think you were a little kind to Mickey Parcell there when you say he tried to win the ball. I think he did nothing of the sort. I think he took one for the team. He was charging in from behind. The ball was rolling away from him, and he simply scythed down the tricky, fleet-footed Ollie Davis. St Albans are having a little conflab about this free kick. It's dead central. It's, 25, possibly 30 yards from goal? Yeah, probably 20 yards from goal. There's no fewer than 4 of them were in discussion, deep discussion about it. It looks like Davis himself, the man of the moment, Don't know if he's wearing shin pads, he's got his socks down by his ankles, but he's standing over it, as is Ken Charles. It is Davis, it's into the four-man wall, balloons high up into the air. Peake challenges for it, it bounces, Peake gets a second head on it. Bendel's return clearance isn't the best, and Sam Youngs is able to fast it forward. And St Albans play it amongst themselves around halfway, and now chip it forward in towards Jeffers, but Thompson stepped forward to win a good header.
Come on, Sam. That's it.
And then Sam Youngs wins the ball well. Dylan flicks the first time ball forward into the path of Bates, who's into the area on the right hand side. Jack Bates cuts onto his left foot, leaves the ball behind. Still Bates on the ball, tries to get a shot, gets a second attempt in. It's smothered wide by the goalkeeper, and it's a corner for Town. It was good play from Bates. He seemed to have overrun the ball initially. The angle became tight. He then tried to cut back onto his left foot. The ball got stuck under his feet. His first attempt was blocked. His second attempt went towards the near post, and Michael Johnson was able to pull it away for a corner to Town.
Yeah, I think it was Cian Dillon's ball. He found Bates and it eluded the St Albans defender. Bates was through. I think everyone out here was going, hit it with your right foot. He didn't. Then he moved it onto his left, and the keeper made a good save. It's a corner to Towners.
Lennon Peake will take left-footed. Town of 2 on the goal line, 2 more on a penalty spot. Bailey Brown lurking at the back post. In comes the corner towards the 6-yard box. Keeper's missed it, and it's been allowed to drift all the way through and out for a goal kick. Well, there was a slight opportunity there. I mean, Michael Johnson, the St Albans goalkeeper, is appealing that he was hindered as he came out. Didn't really see an obvious foul. He just sort of missed it, fell to the floor, and the loose ball. There was an opportunity there with the goalkeeper prone on the deck. There was an opportunity for Town to force the ball in, but it was just allowed to bounce past the far post and out to play for a goal kick.
Yeah, I think he was hoping for a free kick there because he made a real mess of that. Tried to get the ball, got nowhere near it, and just fell to the floor. On that Bates chance, it was quite similar, I think, to last week, the winner against Chelmsford, when, of course, he hit it early with his right foot. On this occasion, he decided to cut inside, probably didn't fancy the angle on his right, hit it with his left. And as we said, Michael, it was a good save by the keeper.
Yeah, he had the opportunity to hit it earlier in a position similar to last week, but he took an extra touch instead, and it just took him slightly too far away from goal and made the angle quite acute, which I think is why he then tried to cut in on his left. The corner came to naught, and St Albans are now on the front foot. They've got to throw level with the edge off the Town area on the right. It's Rizzulo, he off the long throw. His long throw actually set up the St Albans goal after 7 minutes, I think. In comes the throw. Benjamin gets the first head on it. Bendel lobs it back into the area. Zav Benjamin lets it bounce. Billy Leonard lets it bounce, and it's out of play for a goal kick to Enfield Town. Well, breathless first half. There's only 7 minutes left of it. On balance of play, do you think the score's about right? 1-1 at this stage, Paul?
With my non-biased head on, I would say St Albans would be a bit upset that they're not 1-0 up or leading, to be honest with you, because I think they have looked the better side. But that's a good thing for Towners. We haven't played that well yet. It is 1-1, so hopefully there's more to come. You were saying about a breathless first half. There was a bit of a hush around the ground now, a nervous hush, as everyone sort of tries to get themselves together, because it's been an amazing game so far.
It's been absolutely end-to-end. It's Billy Leonard and Mason there, challenged full-bloodedly for a high ball. Comes back to Mason, he lobs the ball forward towards Jeffers. Thompson gets the head in it. Parcell then knocks it forward, something for Bates to chase. Mason's under pressure, facing his own corner flag here in his left back position. Does really well to force the ball up the line, actually. Parcell then returns it skyward. Leonard flicks it on. Bates might be in here. Gives it to Dylan, tries the first time shot, and it's gathered by Michael Johnson. Good opportunistic strike there from Dylan on the volley first time. Couldn't quite get the power behind it. Johnson was able to gather. Hawkins has done well there to dispossess Charles, but it's going to fall for Rizzulo. He tries to spread a ball forward. Oh, and a touch from Davis. He managed to steal goal side of Billy Leonard, and his touch was heavy when he was pretty much clean through there. Town have scrambled it up towards the centre circle. Dylan will try to hold it up. Back to goal. Needs a bit of support. He's got Peake on the overlap. Dylan couldn't quite force the ball forward, and back with Banton for St Albans in the centre circle. And then Davis turns Billy Leonard and wins the free kick from him, and it's Davis once again causing all the problems for Town. This time it was Billy Leonard, the right wing back, who was suckered in there by the dip of the shoulder from Davis. Davison spun. And the free kick's taken quickly, but too quickly for the referee's liking. But yeah, it was Billy Leonard who was caught out that time. Davis yet again posing the threat.
Yes, we've just been fouled for the free kick, and just before that, he's kind of ghosted in beyond Leonard. Joe Wright came out, but Davis got there first and just failed to put it away. Good reaction by Joe Wright, but the man with those rolled down pink socks, Ollie Davis, he's been the story really of this first half, causing all sorts of problems.
So it's a free kick to St Albans, forward out foul on Davis. This one is about at least 40 yards, maybe 45 yards from goal. Alfie Bendel's over it. He's looking like he might think about a shot. He does shoot speculatively and wide. There was no wall, so Joe Wright was not unsighted, but nor was he troubled. And it's a goal kick to Town with 4 minutes remaining. What do you think Gavin McPherson's half-time message might be 4 minutes hence?
I think he'll be saying, I was just thinking about this, that when Town have got to the edge of the St Albans box and got crosses in, St Albans' defence has looked panicked. Particularly Dillon's caused them all sorts of problems. He's got a couple of shots in. So I think the message will be, put them under more pressure, be on the front foot, put them on the back foot, and obviously as well try and cut out that supply to Ollie Davis, because every time that it's getting wide to him, he is causing problems. So I think be more positive is the main message. Play your game, be more relaxed, and if you cause problems, their defence does look panicked.
Meanwhile, the ball has been flicked forward, but Town can't make the most of it, and it's through to Michael Johnson, the St Albans goalkeeper. He's given it to Sweet, his right back. He's lobbed the ball up the line. Brown's got a chest in it. He's being helped out there by Hawkins. Brown hacks the ball up towards halfway. Dillon is then bundled over by Long King. Play goes on. The ball falls to Mickey Parcell inside his own half. He tries to find Peake. It's headed clear by Chelmsford. Flag goes up against Jeffers, and it's a free kick to Town inside their own half. Enfield Town 1, St Albans City 1. Banton with the goal after 17 minutes for St Albans. 5 minutes later, Cian Dillon equalised for Town, and the word is, if I've got this right, it's Salisbury 0, Weymouth 2. Weymouth 2, Salisbury 0. So that's potentially good news for Town, as a couple of the squad members, Reece Forster and Jack Smith, walk past us, preparing to go down, no doubt, for the manager's half-time team talk, Gavin McPherson. You can keep an eye on the social media channels after the game tonight and tomorrow for the YouTube interview with Gavin McPherson that will follow the game. I'll be carrying that out as Peake battles for the ball down by the corner flag and wins a corner off Sweet. Good work there from Peake, because there were very few options open to him, and out of nothing he's won a corner right at the end of the first half. Second corner for Town, first from their left. Jack Bates has gone across to take it. He's going to have a quick chat with Peake and Paul's rank. Bates, the 21-year-old on loan from Worthing, who are challenging for the title, Vanarama National League South title. This is 15th appearance for Town, and in comes the corner into the 6-yard box. Flicking it comes from a St Albans player, and then Rasulo hooks it high rather than far. Peake heads it back towards the area. Everybody appeals for a handball. Play goes on. Charles wins the header, and now Jeffers can bring it over halfway. Thompson's got his arms around his neck, and that's, my goodness, that's the most agricultural challenge I've seen this side of a rugby pitch from Adam Thompson. On halfway, he was absolutely determined that Jeffers, I think, wouldn't get away from him, and hauled him down by the shoulders and got his yellow card.
Yeah, earlier on I gave Mickey Parcell the benefit, didn't I, Michael, and said he was trying to get the ball. I can safely say, everybody, Adam Thompson had no intention of getting the ball there. He just wanted to stop the St Albans player, and he did, but at the expense of a booking and a free kick to St Albans just inside the centre circle.
It's taken short by Rasulo to Sweet, and he goes wide right to Charles, level with the edge of the Town area on the right, dipping towards the byline, now crosses into the area. Thompson gets the initial header clear. It's going to come out to Mason outside the area, outside the D, and Town are able to clear, and Dillon will chase this. Bendel's going to have to be quick. Oh, it's a pull-back pass from Bendel, and goalkeeper comes way out of his goal and clears, and Joe Wright's going to have to catch that. He's going to keep his eye on it, catch as well, and then histrionically makes a meal of falling over it, I think for the benefit of the St Albans fans behind him who were giving him the bird. there'll be 2 added minutes at the end of this absolutely electric first half. There's barely been time to pause because it's been end-to-end stuff. But the poor back pass there from Alfie Bendel for St Albans almost allowed Cian Dillon a sight of goal. Michael Johnson, the St Albans goalkeeper, came racing 20 yards out of his goal to deal with it and booted it up the pitch, and booted it so far up the pitch that if Joe Wright had fumbled, it might have looped into his net. So it just hasn't stopped the action here. Town have taken a throw deep inside St Albans territory. St Albans get the first clearance on it. Hawkins heads it back in towards the left side of the St Albans penalty area. Benjamin's putting pressure on Sweet. Sweet backed up right in front of his byline. He's done really well to turn his man. Then Benjamin, unfortunately, Bailey Brown, unfortunately, has conceded a free kick when he really didn't need to. And it's a moment of respite for St Albans. 1 minute into the 2 allocated minutes. St Albans took the lead after 17 minutes, stunning the Dave Bryant Stadium through Zane Banton, connecting sweetly with a long throw. 5 minutes later, Cian Dillon took advantage of a bit of a ricochet and scrambled the ball in at the far post. And 1-1 it remains at the moment as Thompson defends down by his own corner flag. Poor clearance though. And it's now into Banton, and now Jeffers. He gives it out to Bendel, who's going to have a go from long range, and that's wide. Fancies himself from long range, Bendel. Only 3 goals so far this season, 19 appearances. He actually scored against St Albans when he was just 16 years old in FA Cup qualifying for Corinthian Casuals 4 years ago it would have been. Alfie Bendel, he's 20 now, and he's had a couple of efforts from long distance, but neither of them have troubled Joe Wright, who is still preparing to take this goal kick, and I suspect it will be the last action of the first half. We've had the 2 allocated added minutes. It's on as even at the break. So the goal kick is taken, the half-time whistle goes. It's Enfield Town 1, St Albans City 1. Your summarising thoughts on that first half, Paul?
And breathe. It's been an incredible first half, really hectic, end to end. No doubt St Albans have been the more composed side. Ollie Davis has caused all sorts of problems every time he's got the ball, and I think Gavin will be trying to work out at half time how to stop that happening, stop the supply to him, and then when he gets the ball trying to double up on him to stop him. But also at the other end, I think a little bit more composure from Enfield Town. It's been a bit panicked, a bit too quick at times. Just the message will be, I think, just calm yourselves down a little bit. But I think, even though St Albans have been a better side, it is 1-1. So I think Town can draw a lot of satisfaction from that. And a little word for Cian Dillon. I think he's been brilliant this half. He hasn't given the defence a moment on the ball. When he gets supply, his control is instant, and he is causing them a lot of problems. And good on him for claiming that goal as well. Striker's instinct. I'm not sure if he touched it, but I give you that goal, Cian. Why not? So as we say, Michael, at half time in this crucial game, it is 1-1.
Yeah, we don't have the benefits of replays or monitors up here to check who actually got the final touch on that goal. I'd say St Albans have won the midfield battle so far, but it is only halfway through the game. Interestingly, all the Town players bar Adam Thompson have walked off the pitch. The Town management team are in deep discussion inside the dugout. Gavin McPherson is chatting to John Nurse and Steve Conroy and various others of the coaching staff in the dugout. He's not gone down into the tunnel to have words with the players yet. He's gesticulating away. There's deep conversation going on. Adam Thompson went up to them as well. He wants to have a word about something or other. So I'll be intrigued to know what the take is going to be after the game, what Gavin's going to reveal about the half-time thinking here, because they're still deep in conversation. They haven't gone down to deliver their half-time talk yet. We will go, well, the microphone will stay on, but we will cease conversation for the next 11 or 12 minutes. You'll hear a slight murmur from the microphone because it will remain on, but do rejoin us in about 11 or 12 minutes, so just after 4 o'clock. A few shouts as well. Thank you to and hello to Reet Petit, Ian One, ex-Old Boy, and Spencer, the Enfield Town fan in California. Hello to Gabe as well, a man well known to Town fans, Gabe Maitanis, former Town director, who's been caught at a wedding today, so he might have the earpiece in during the reception. Thank you to all of you for tuning in, and rejoin us in about 11 or 12 minutes, just after 4 o'clock, for the resumption of play. The half-time score is Enfield Town 1, St Albans City 1.
Everything is going to go fast. I don't think it was on air, then it was sort of asked him, and he said, if you go in the club, I don't know how this sort of John Nels just suggested it very much so. And Gavin said, I can't remember what it was about. Obviously, they're not happy.
I wish I had taken I've asked you when we're doing this. This guy's sitting there, 16 at Arsenal. You're right, Andy. Why did you say yourself? What's that? I don't know. So I should be probably on call and deal with it. These ones, I can't tell you, I might walk up in the open policy. Very good side. What a way to be elected. In fact, I think I don't understand this ball. I know you have, yeah. I really don't. The world is getting why, but we're tripping. I won't disturb him. We're probably not one. Yeah, carte blanche is open. I know that. I've been taking over that. I've been good. Really treated. I've been over there. I love it. I don't know what can go either way. It's really switched off.
The way it's gone, brilliant.
Find out what the way it's going.
Yeah.
It might just be literally might be
What about you know, I'm streetwise, mate. I've been around a long time. I'm streetwise.
Some people might make it to this club, okay. But he said he's not doing full Towns game today. Pirate Speedway style. So he'll be stewarding now. But he said, if they don't look at what they're doing, we're only 4 points along with it. Yeah, but there's been a lot of players going in. They've got rid of the manager. I usually go to that one.
just under 10 minutes.
Nightingale, Enfield's Cancer Support Charity. Thank you.
Make yourself at home, Albans. Right, how you doing? Where's your son? Oh, there he is. How old are you now?
Thank you very much. That's right, we've been playing it, but we're not sure. He said the number himself. 03245. Oh, we had 345. Thank you.
Good afternoon, welcome back to the Dave Bryant Stadium, where it's Enfield Town 1, St Albans City 1. Both sets of players have re-emerged back onto the pitch, as have a little gaggle of tiny, absolutely tiny high-vis wearing ball boys and ball girls. They've scuttled across the pitch to the far side. Town players just going through a couple of shuttle runs to warm up the muscles before they get going for the second half. Doesn't appear that there have been any substitutions for Town, although I did see for St Albans, number 25, Aidan Coyne, was knocking the ball around during the half-time break, minus his bib. He was just wearing his team kit, so if anyone were ready to come on, he certainly is. Players are reassembling. There will be a few seconds before play resumes for the second half. It will be St Albans to kick off. Alfie Bendel is over the ball.
Yeah, I've got it.
And so, with the score at 1-1, it will be St Albans to kick us off for the second half. St Albans, who took the lead after 17 minutes through Zane Banton, with Dylan equalising 5 minutes later for Town. St Albans, who kicked off for the second half, it's been headed clear immediately by Benjamin and then forced clear by Thompson, returned by Long King. Billy Leonard steps in, and it's going to be a throw to St Albans, halfway inside the Town half on the St Albans left. It's left for Brandon Mason to take. Mason, ball in his hands, looking for Ollie Davis, plays it infield to Davis. Davis spreads it, Razzulo lets it go. It's with Charles on the right flank here for St Albans, fires in the shot straight against Hawkins, did well to charge it down at source. Clearance goes all the way up to halfway. James is charging for it. James has got there, but Hawkins has intercepted, cleared it up the line, and it's going to go all the way through to Michael Johnson, the St Albans goalkeeper. So no substitutions made at half-time by either side. St Albans likely to be a little happier at half-time with their performance, as Johnson clears long. Thompson got the head on it. Peake tries to stab it forwards, but Jack James clears for St Albans. Thompson gets the head on it above Jeffers. Razzulo picks it up for St Albans, tries to stab it forward. Brown gets there ahead of Banton and then wins a free kick for a high foot. And it's going to be a free kick to Town inside their own half. With the score, it's Enfield Town 1, St Albans City 1. Both sets of fans still in good voice. Massive crowd here today as Joe Wright kicks long, but that's too long for Sam Youngs. And it's out of play for a goal kick to St Albans. It's a humid afternoon, cloudy sky, cheery, bright, but clouds scattered around. Quite a mild afternoon. Little bit of a breeze, but not so much to interfere with the goalkeepers in particular. Michael Johnson taking an age here, the St Albans goalkeeper. Over 100 appearances for the club since joining 5 years ago from Braintree. The 31-year-old, he's lining up the goal kick now. His forward, Sean Jeffers, has adopted an offside position, but the ball hasn't reached him. It's with Razzulo. Brown gets a head on it. Bates shoves it forward. Parcell intercepts in the centre circle. Now looks for Billy Leonard, wide on the right. Chips the ball over the head of Mason. Can Leonard get onto it? He can. He's knocked it infield, looking for Youngs, but it's cleared by Long King. Zav Benjamin then challenges, but St Albans can bring it away, and here goes Davis again. Davis, Benjamin catches up with him, bundles him over, and a free kick is given, and a yellow card is given to Zav Benjamin as well. 2 minutes into the second half. Well, Zav Benjamin did really well to catch up to Ollie Davis, catch him for pace, seemed to get the ball. Davis went to ground, yellow card was produced. You didn't agree with that one, Paul?
No, I didn't. Again, it was Davis causing problems. A lot of pace, got away, and then Benjamin caught up with him, and I thought he got his body between Davis and the ball and won the ball. And free kick given, not only that, but a yellow card for Benjamin as well.
In comes the free kick into the Town area. It's headed clear initially by Youngs and then by Parcell. Back it comes, and cleared again by Parcell, and Dylan will chase this, but it's going to be overhit. It's going to go through to Michael Johnson in the St Albans goal. Yeah, a little harsh perhaps on Benjamin, but that's 3 yellow cards that Ollie Davis has eked out of Town opposing defenders now. It's really causing problems. The 18-year-old on loan from Ipswich. This is 11th appearance. Yet to score, surprisingly, for St Albans. Bit of head tennis in the middle of the pitch, and then Dylan's able to head it back to Sam Youngs, just in the tip of the centre circle. He spreads it wide to Billy Leonard. Good play of that from Youngs. Leonard now taking on his man, chips across into the area. Dylan's at the near post, hoops in the shot, just over goal. Bit loopy that, the finish there from Dylan. Didn't really get a clean connection, but good running there. It's a really good battle, actually. Billy Leonard against Brandon Mason in both directions. They're both attacking and defending tenaciously. Leonard just about won that one. Chipped across into the near post. Dylan did well to get across, but no real harm from that effort.
Yeah, there was a nice bit of composure before that by Sam Youngs. We're talking about being more composed in midfield. He brought the ball down, controlled it nicely, laid it wide to Leonard, who, as you say, got the better of the fullback, got the cross in. Nice run across the box by Dylan, but just couldn't quite get his shot away.
Town fans irate at the referee for letting a seeming tug on a Town player go there, but St Albans have picked it up on the right flank inside Town territory. It's with Charles getting towards the byline. Thompson came across, crunching tackle, and it's out for either a corner or a throw. Can't quite see because there are spectators now in the way. Such are the numbers in the stadium today. If it's going to be a throw, it's going to be right down by the corner flag, but it is indeed a corner. So St Albans with their second corner of the game, first of the second half. It's Rizzulo who will take it, right arm raised. In it comes now towards the back post. It's over everybody's head. It's going to drift all the way to the far side, and nobody's going to be able to keep that in. It's out for a throw to Town. Bit of a waste of a set piece there for St Albans, and 5 minutes into the second half, it's Enfield Town 1, St Albans City 1. Both goals in the first half. Zane Banton giving St Albans the lead after 17 minutes. Cian Dillon equalising 5 minutes later for Town. Town, whose next game is on Easter Monday. You can hear every kick of that. It's away to Boreham Wood, who sat in 8th at the start of play today. I'll be going on air from 10 to 3 on Monday afternoon, so you can tune into that. And then their final game for Town is next Saturday at home to Worthing, who sit in 4th at the start of play today. Worthing have apparently already bought 400 tickets for that one because it could be a crunch game for them. High and hopeful ball is lofted forward by Town, but Sweets did well there to bring it under control, give it back to his goalkeeper. His goalkeeper hurriedly clears up to halfway. Good header though from Davis. Jeffers picks it up. Leonard inadvertently plays it into the path of Davis. 10 yards inside the Town half. He gives it back to Mason. Brandon Mason now forcing it forward for Davis again. Zav Benjamin stepped in well, but tenacious play there from Banton. However, Bates has done really well to win it, giving it to Youngs. He's crowded out. It's fallen free to Cian Dillon though on the right flank. He's overhit it. It's gone out of play for a throw in the left back position to St Albans City. What have you made of the early knockings off the second half then, Paul, 7 minutes in?
To be honest with you, Michael, I think a lot has changed. It's St Albans who've been more composed on the ball, and every time Davis gets it, whether he's out wide or whether he cuts inside, he looks a real danger. Town struggling to get on the ball and really create anything at the start of this second half.
There's some good combination play going forward as well. Neat layoff there from Jeffers to Banton, the goal scorer for St Albans. He's now forced it wide to Mason. Mason infield looking for Davis. Town players crash into each other and Davis just skips past them all, then tries to spread it wide to Charles, but poor distribution. Hawkins got the header in. St Albans have picked it up again though. It's Rizzulo battling with Mickey Parcell. Has to be careful. Parcell's on a yellow card. Rizzulo 1-2 with Charles. St Albans lose it though. Thompson came across with a header up towards halfway. Dillon couldn't quite hold it up there. St Albans on the front foot again. Thompson challenging with Jeffers. Jeffers goes down. Thompson clears, play continues. Bates is going to chase this clearance, but Johnson came out of his penalty area, cleared high into the atmosphere. Bailey Brown met it as it came down, had a bit more time than that, gave a bit of a hospital pass to Jack Bates, who wasn't able to keep it under control, and the ball's gone out of play to a forward throw to St Albans inside their own half left back position. Michael Johnson, the St Albans goalkeeper, is down in his haunches and the referee has stopped play for this. The 31-year-old has played in all but one of St Albans games this season. He's down in his haunches. One of his centre-backs, David Long-King, has come over to inquire as to his health. Johnson's back on his feet, however. Nothing too serious seems to have accrued. He's now defending the Jenner Timber end, behind which his St Albans fans are amassed. Good, at least 100 of them, possibly 200. Town defending the Hertfordshire Zoo end. Play has resumed finally with a throw to St Albans. The ball is stabbed high into the air. Long King heads it forward. Thompson heads it back. Out of play. Throw to St Albans just inside their own half on the left as they go forward. Brandon Mason will take it. The dangerous 27-year-old who's made 36 appearances for Coventry City once upon a time, as well as 2 Premier League appearances for Watford. He's thrown up the line towards Davis. Back to Mason. Mason getting a tug on the shirt there from Youngs, but he's done well. He's squeezed it forward. And St Albans play it forward for Davis, edge of the area, tries to get a shot in. It's blocked initially by Town. Stabbed clear only as far as Bendel. St Albans can come again. Bendel looks to spread it wide right to Charles. Takes it well in his chest. Charles has got Sweet in the overlap. Here is Sweet. Sweet, little step over, trying to go to the byline. Good play there from Lennon Peake, blocks the cross. Ball still in play. Charles has picked it up. He's fallen over, however. Peake has picked it up, cleared up the line. Something for Dillon to chase here. Jack James gets the first head on it. Dillon will pick it up, however, just inside St Albans half on the left. Dillon trying to keep it in play. The ball's wriggled out of play. Which way's the throw gone? Throw's gone St Albans' way. Dillon ploughing a slightly lone furrow up the top there. He's doing an almighty job of holding the ball up, but Town struggling to get support to him at any great rate of knots. Sam Youngs tends to be the closest to him. Do you think Dillon's perhaps lacking support up the top there?
I think he is, Michael. I think the issue is that St Albans are driving Enfield back and are having so much of the ball that Enfield are having to defend deep, and then the ball's going up to Dillon, and they can't, as you say, they can't get the support up to him, and he's isolated up there. I'll just break off for a moment.
Town have taken a throw up the line, but it's been half cleared by St Albans. Brown heads it back. Rizzulo brings it under control, then hoiks it up the pitch. It's going to go out of play for a Town throw. Just had it whispered in my ear that evidently my estimate of 100 or 200 St Albans fans was a little conservative. They sold 550 tickets.
Is that right?
Apparently. I don't think they were all behind the Jenna Timber end, but it's a good old travelling contingent from St Albans. More head tennis goes on inside the St Albans half. Rizzulo towered over there by Bailey Brown. Youngs picks it up. Loose ball squirts through for Cian Dillon. Wide on the left for Town. He goes backwards. Parcell forces it up the line, but it's out of play. Throw to Town. About 20 yards or so inside the St Albans half on the left. 11 minutes into the second half. It's Enfield Town 1, St Albans City 1. Town fans making the noise at the moment, but St Albans probably just about having the better of things in this second half and in the game overall. Hawkins has the ball in his hands to take this throw, and he's got a long throw on him. And he's going to look to launch this into the penalty area. No one's coming short for him. Hawkins from the left launches into the edge of the penalty area. Youngs gets a flick. Headed clear by Bates. First time shot comes in. It's cleared down. Second time shot just over the bar. Well, that was a fearsome effort from Jack Bates from the edge of the area. First time he struck it as it ricocheted back towards him, just to the right of the D. Caught it very sweetly, hit it ferociously, but it skimmed about 3 or 4 inches over the bar.
Yeah, Jack Bates had 2 goes at that. First go was blocked by the defender with his right foot, then I think it was on his left foot, and it wasn't too far over the bar, right from the edge of the area, Michael. Good effort by Bates, who of course had a great chance and a great effort in the first half as well.
Dillon is clattered to the ground, and Town have won a free kick. Ironic cheers from the Town faithful. He's one of those more laissez-faire referees, Philip Eddy. Pretty relaxed about bumps and barges, but he's called that one up. It's 10 yards inside the St Albans half and 10 yards in from the touchline as well, and Lennon Peake will stand over it. Parcell's in attendance as well. Hawkins and Thompson have gone forward. Sam Youngs and Bailey Brown are there as well. So it's a chance for Peake to deliver this in towards the edge of the area from the left. In it comes, not enough flight in it. It's headed clear by Bendel. Picked up by Brown, edge of the area. Gives it to Youngs, tries to flick it back into the area. It's Billy Leonard across the face of goal. Bates shoots, it's saved. Second chance comes and it's saved again. It was Jack Bates certainly with the first effort. It was saved, I think, by the feet of the goalkeeper. The second effort, I think, came back out to Bates again. He couldn't quite get enough purchase on it. It just fell into the grateful arms of Michael Johnson in the St Albans goal.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's been lots of shouts from the stands and more composure from Town. You got it there. It was a lovely flick round the corner. I think it was by Sam Youngs, yeah. Then the cross came in. It fell to Bates, and he was unlucky. The keeper saved it, but several chances there for Bates in the space of about 4 minutes.
Yeah, a more promising start, well, more promising 5-minute spell this for Town.
Oh, I'm fine, thank you. Thank you anyway. Thanks.
The ball is in the hands of Joe Wright. He kicks from his hands into the St Albans area. Flicked header by Sam Youngs goes straight the way through to Michael Johnson, the St Albans goalkeeper and captain, and he kicks low and long and flat. Hawkins heads it back and it's a throw to St Albans in their right back position, 15 yards inside their own half. And as we approach the hour mark, it remains Enfield Town 1, St Albans City 1. James Sweet has got himself into a muddle there, but he's a little fortunate to have won the throw. Former Arsenal youth. He'll take the throw from inside his own half on the right, goes up the line, it's unchallenged, Hawkins heads back, and Sweet allows that to go off, and it looks like Aidan Coyne, the Australian, is preparing to come on for St Albans. Not just yet, however. Sweet takes another throw, Hawkins heads back again, and we've had an identical passage of play, glitch in the matrix. It's going to be a substitution then for St Albans. Aidan Coyne, the Australian, coming on, Alfie Bendel going off after an hour. That, I think, will be relatively like for like. Coyne, whose father was an Australian international, played for West Ham and Luton, Chris Coyne. So football runs in his blood. However, at the moment, it's with Banton. Banton edging towards the D, gives it wide left. Here's Mason. Left corner of the area, Mason slightly inside the area, shoots on his right foot, it's blocked by Thompson and then hacked clear by Lennon Peake. Only as far as Sweet, who now advances, however he's overhit that. Peake stepped in, Dillon clears up the right flank, that's too far for Sam Youngs, it's gone out to play. It's a throw to St Albans inside their own half, 15 yards inside their own half, and Jack James will take. Jack James, who actually received a red card last week in the first half for St Albans against Eastbourne, which has since been rescinded. And St Albans felt very aggrieved about that red card coming so early in the game. The fact it was rescinded does tell you it's perhaps a little unfair. Bailey Brown now has played the ball forward for Jack Bates in the centre circle. He's fed it forward towards Billy Leonard, but he's overhit that. It's easy for David Long King for St Albans to pick up. He tries to play up the line, up the left towards Davis. Zav Benjamin's got to be careful there. He's dragged his man down. Zav Benjamin's already received a yellow card for one challenge on Davis. He doesn't want to receive another, and the referee awards a foul and no more, but Benjamin's going to have to be careful there.
Yeah, he's got to. The player turned him there deep inside this St Albans half, and Benjamin brought him down, got the wrong side. Yeah, he's got to be careful. There's, as you said earlier, Michael, there's 3 Towner players on bookings.
Charles on the attack here for St Albans. Sweet's cut in field. Here's Banton outside the D. His shot is charged down. It spins into the air. Parcell heads it forward. There's Coyne getting his first touch. He heads it wide to Davis. Wally Davis, the dangerous winger, plays it infield to Coyne. Aidan Coyne, shirt tucked into his shorts, which are hoiked right up into his stomach. Sweet plays the ball forward now up the right for Ken Charles. Charles, the former Towner, back to Sweet. Sweet on the right, cutting in field now towards the D. Neat ball into Jeffers. First time ball is cut out by Bates, who smashes a clearance up the pitch. It was Leonard, in fact, who smashed the clearance up the pitch. Not the best header clear by Jack James, and now Bailey Brown has spread it wide right to Billy Leonard, and he can attack up the Town right. Billy Leonard crosses in towards Sam Youngs. Long King gets the first header on it, and Banton will collect the second ball under pressure from Bailey Brown. Back Brown does well. Well, I thought he did well, but to groans from around the stadium, the referee has given a free kick against Bailey Brown. Nothing more than a free kick. What was your view on that one, Paul?
Yeah, to be honest, I think first of all we did pull him back. There was a little pull, and then he got the other side of him, won the ball, but I think the ref gave it for the initial challenge, which was a little pull on him. I'll just break off for a minute.
Charles might be clear. St Albans scrapping on the right corner of the area. Rizzulo's got into the area, crosses into the back post. It's great defending there by Zav Benjamin. Vital header into the sky. However, danger's still on here for St Albans. It's their attempt to switch play. Peake has headed clear of Sweet. He's then lobbed the ball forward towards Bates, but that's easy for Long King. Long King heads the ball wide left to Banton. There's a second ball on the pitch, by the way, inside the Town penalty area, which Wright has now booted clear and out of play. Banton on the charge up the left. It's poked out of play by Sam Youngs. It's a throw to St Albans halfway inside the Town half on the left of St Albans attack. Brandon Mason will take. Town fans exhorting their players forward, but it's St Albans on the attack. Jeffers gives it to Coyne. Coyne, the substitute, gives it wide to Sweet. He gives it to Charles outside the right corner of the Town area. Hawkins gets a foot in and then crumples to the floor in pain. I think he caught a stud on top of his boot there. The referee just pauses proceedings, and it looks like Ollie Knight is being ready to come on for Town, as Henry Hawkins picks himself up a little gingerly there. I think he made the clearance and then just received a boot, a stud on the top of his foot. Play will resume with this throw to St Albans, 20 yards from the Town goal on the right. It's taken by Sweet, gets it back from Rizzulo. Sweet, the ball at his feet here, plays it infield. Here's Jeffers, back to Sweet, first time ball to Rizzulo, plays it up the line. Flag stays down here for Charles, down by the byline on the right, flicks it into the area, might fall loose here for Rizzulo, and Thompson squeezes it out of play for a corner to St Albans. Slightly desperate defending that by Town. They cleared it in the end, but the pressure is mounting. St Albans look the likelier, and they're the ones with their third corner off the game. The referee, I think, is gesticulating because he wants the substitutions to occur, and I'm not sure both sides are preparing substitutions. I'm not sure they really want to make them just before the corner. I think they're possibly going to hold firm. There's a little stoppage here. Well, St Albans are going to make a substitution at least. So Sean Jeffers is off, Harrison Smith comes on. Standing at a mighty 6'2", Harrison Smith immediately wanders into the penalty area. Town are pausing on their substitution, which will see Ollie Knight arrive eventually. He'll have to wait though. Rizzulo's going to take this corner. St Albans have one man on the goalkeeper and then three more on the penalty area, including the substitute Harrison Smith. In comes the corner from Rizzulo. It's flicked at the near post by Brown and away, up towards the centre circle. Town players try to emerge up the pitch, but Sam Youngs is able to chip the ball forward up the left. Michael Johnson's come out of his penalty area. He's just going to see that through out to play for a goal kick, despite Cian Dillon's best efforts to charge him down. And Town might make that substitution now, with Knight coming on for Lennon Peake. What have you made of Lennon Peake's performance?
A quiet one, I'd say, Michael. He hasn't had a lot of service, has he, really? I think a lot of the work he's been doing is defensive, and we haven't had a real chance to see him deliver as he can deliver with that left foot. I would say it'd probably be like for like. Ollie Knight would play on this left-hand side where Lennon Peake was playing. I was pondering substitutions and whether we just need another body in midfield, maybe in central midfield. Harry Sidwell would be the obvious person, just to get a bit more composure and passing going, because St Albans are still dominating that midfield area, and Town are finding it very hard to get going forward. Who you would take off, I'm not sure. The option is to possibly take Dillon off and then play Youngs further forward, which Gavin has done on many occasions this season. That is a possibility.
Meanwhile, St Albans are on the attack on the right, with Charles breaking out to the right corner of the area. It's with Sweet now, given a shove by Hawkins. It's back with Charles, however. Charles plays it infield now to Banton. Heavy touch from him, brings it under control on his thigh. Under pressure from Bailey Brown. Banton's managed to squeeze it through for Charles. Beats Hawkins. Charles shoots from the edge of the area, high and wide. It's gone over the stand, in fact. And Charles drops to his feet with what looks like a touch of cramp there. But that was again really good interplay and neat build-up play from St Albans. This time on the right, a couple of triangles, first-time passes, and Charles got his shot away from the edge of the area.
St Albans continue to knock on that door, and it was Charles on that occasion. Ball came to him at the edge of the box after, as you say, Michael, some really good inter-passing, which has been a feature of St Albans' play this afternoon, and he thankfully hit it over the bar, and indeed way over the Hertfordshire Zoo stand, much to Towner's relief. But yep, St Albans continue to dominate.
They've got the ball on halfway. Smith trying to force the ball forward. Ricochet might fall for Davis. He's gone down under the challenge from Benjamin. Smith's picked it up. Davis is away now. Davis in the left corner of the area. Parcell comes all the way back. Parcell does really well. Danger's not over though. Smith has picked it up inside the Town area. It's back with Davis. Lays it off. In comes a shot from distance. It's blocked, and then the second follow-up shot goes over the bar. Real pressure here from St Albans. Razzley had the first shot. Coyne had the second shot, which went over the bar. But St Albans are knocking again. They're banging away now on that Enfield Town door. However, halfway through the second half, it remains Enfield Town 1, St Albans City 1.
We have to say some great last-ditch defending by Towners there. Again, it was that man Davis driving forward, driving at the Enfield Town area, and Parcell, he just overplayed it actually. Just the touch wasn't that good for Davis for once, and Parcell got himself between player and ball, won the ball, and then I think it was Charles had a shot, and it was again well blocked by an Enfield Town defender. But I could see Gavin McPherson increasingly agitated in the technical area, because it is St Albans on top, and it's only some really good defending by Towners that's keeping it 1-1.
1-1 it is. It's a throw to St Albans in their left back position, deep inside their own territory. Town haven't really got a grip on this game. They've had the odd chance, but they haven't got a grip on it. Banton now brings it forward for St Albans. We have a dog sitting near us, if you're wondering what that background comment was about. The ball is lobbed forward aimlessly by St Albans. It's out of play for a throw to Enfield Town in the right back position. It will be a throw no one's in any real hurry to take, and 25 minutes into the second half, it remains Enfield Town 1, St Albans City 1. No other substitutes being readied by Town, but Gavin McPherson, Steve Conroy in deep discussion there in front of the dugout. Town take the throw up there right. Flicked header from Sam Youngs goes straight to Coyne, however. Coyne looks for the big spread of play to Charles. Charles brings it down well. It's under pressure from Hawkins. Hawkins has done well there. Got a foot in, forced Charles backwards. Charles, however, plays it infield. Coyne's completely unmarked by the centre circle. Coyne now breaking forward towards the penalty area. Coyne's still going. Eventually, Thompson steps in. Ball's only as far as Rizzulo in the right corner of the area. Rizzulo's got Sweet on the overlap. In comes the attempted cross from Sweet. Hawkins was in close proximity. Ball's bounced out to play for a St Albans throw. 15 yards from the... 10 yards perhaps from the corner flag, and Rizzulo has a long throw in him, as was proved for that first St Albans goal. So Town have to be on the alert here. St Albans have packed the penalty area with 5 pink-shirted bodies. In comes the throw towards the near post. It falls loose. In comes the shot with right saves. Brilliant save. The shot, I think, came in from Bounton from the edge of the area. Danger's not over. Here's Mason. Leads to the edge of the area. Town half clear. It appeals for handball. Town can now clear, however, and Dillon's on the charge, and suddenly Town have 3 on 2. Dillon charging up the left flank. Dillon advancing towards the left corner of the area. Kean Dillon checks onto his right foot. Dillon chips towards the back post. Youngs tries to bring it down. St Albans gets a foot in it. Long King is able to poke it clear, and it's going to be a throw to Town up by the right hand halfway line. But after a scramble at one end, Town on the counter attack did look dangerous there.
Yes, you mentioned, Michael, the St Albans goal came from a long throw, very similar there, long throw in, a flick on it, it came out, I think it might have been Charles, and it was a good save, good sprawling save by Joe Wright to keep him out. And then Kean Dillon, who when he has the ball, he's looked dangerous. He ran out of St Albans defence. If you could criticise him, he might have released it earlier. Sam Youngs has made a nice run to his right. I'm not sure if he quite saw him, and by the time he did see him, the defence had come across and blocked the attempted cross to Sam Youngs. But that was a good break by Dillon, but it's still more chances falling St Albans' way.
Town have taken his throw on the right. Sam Youngs has got a flick in it, but no one read it, and it's straight through to the goalkeeper Michael Johnson for St Albans, and he bowls it out to James Sweet outside his own area. He plays it up the line to Ken Charles, still deep inside his own territory, and under pressure here from Hawkins. Charles is in a little bit of a spot here. He's been forced to go all the way back to his goalkeeper. Johnson takes a touch, launches the ball over halfway. Thompson's wrestled for the ground there by Harrison Smith, wins the free kick from the 6'2" substitute Harrison Smith, on loan from Stevenage in League One. And it will be a free kick to Town about 10 or 15 yards inside their own half. Joe Wright's ambling across, strolling up to take it. And Town have a little moment of respite here with just 17 minutes remaining. Enfield Town 1, St Albans City 1. St Albans took the lead through Zane Banton after 17 minutes. Town equalised 5 minutes later through Kean Dillon. Joe Wright takes this free kick, fires it up towards the right flank. Youngs gets the first hit in it, and the flag is raised by Joanne Horwood on the far side. And that's a bit of a waste. St Albans will have a free kick now. And the tension mounts. Town 6 points clear at the start of play today, knowing a win would secure their safety for another season, but it's not panning out that way. St Albans, the draw specialists, you were telling me, Paul, they had 17 draws this season. As things stand, the scores are level. St Albans on the front foot. Here's Brandon Mason inside town territory on the left flank. Mason knocks it infield to Davis. He's wriggled free of one man. He's going to the byline. Davis still going, pulls it back. Town have just about smuggled it clear. The clearance is poor, however. It's gone to Coyne, edge of the area. Coyne spreads it wide right. Banton finds Charles, right corner of the area. Charles up against Hawkins. Hawkins has done brilliantly again. Muscled Charles to the ground. Was then brought down himself. Has won a free kick. Henry Hawkins has had a really good game at the back for Town.
He has, he's been solid, and he got a really good block in again there. He's been excellent, but again it was that man Ollie Davis causing problems, all sorts of problems down the Enfield Town right, jinking one way and then the other, got the cross in, and I think it was Thompson in the end just about cleared it. What I would say about Enfield is, you mentioned Henry Hawkins, we've defended very, very well. Some good last ditch tackling and defending going on.
Town have the ball on the edge of the St Albans area. It's with Bates, who shoots from range. Goalkeeper spills it. Rebound goes over the bar. Dillon was in there. Town half appeal for a penalty as Dillon latched onto the rebound. It's gone over the bar. Dillon, I think, got there first. Crashed into the goalkeeper, but the initial shot from the edge of the area yet again was from Bates, and it was too hot for Michael Johnson to handle. He dropped the initial effort. Dillon couldn't quite capitalise on the rebound.
Yeah, good. Another good effort by Jack Bates. He's been Towners' main man, hasn't he? That's 3 or 4 efforts he's had, and he's been unlucky not to score. And again, he stung the hands of Michael Johnson, who couldn't hold it, and he just got back to the rebound before an Enfield Town player did. But if Town are going to get this crucial second goal, it looks like Bates could be the man. I keep anxiously looking over at the Enfield Town bench. There doesn't look like any signs of another substitution at the moment.
A couple of them are warming up. I can see Sidwell and Chuku warming up, but they've still got their bibs on and their training gear, so nothing's imminent. Hawkins will take a throw long up the line for Town into the St Albans half. Players' bodies falling everywhere. Charles clears up towards halfway for St Albans. Smith can pick it up, gets there before Thompson tries to thread it forward for Davis. Great interception by Zab Benjamin. Vital there because Davis would have been clean through on goal. St Albans pick it up again on halfway. Sweets battling with Youngs. Youngs putting the pressure on. Sweets forced backwards. The loose ball's going to come forward. Michael Johnson emerges from his area again, clears high up into the afternoon sky. Parcell rises. It's going to come to Zav Benjamin. Hoiks a long, slightly aimless ball forward, which Johnson is able to catch inside his area this time. 3 or 4 times Michael Johnson's raced out of his penalty area to sweep up with his feet. He's been very alert, but there's a possible avenue there for Town. I'll come to you in a moment, Paul, but St Albans on the attack again. It's with Ollie Davis again. He's level with the edge of the Town area. He's into the area now on his right foot, gets the shot in. Zav Benjamin half blocks. Bailey Brown clears up towards halfway. Dillon's got his back to goal. Dillon holding it up under pressure from 2, knocks it back to Billy Leonard. He stabs it forward but out of play, and it's out for a throw to St Albans just inside their own half. It's been a few times. It's a bit agricultural, but Town have played a long ball that hasn't quite reached the penalty area, and the St Albans goalkeeper Michael Johnson has had to race out a good 40 yards from his goal to mop up with his feet.
Yeah, to be honest, that's been Enfield Town's main weapon, really. Get it up there early, and when they have done, they've created things, particularly for Jack Bates, and there's been a bit of panic inside that St Albans penalty area. I'm just thinking about subs. Chukwu could be an option, because if you're going to play directly, and I think he's being summoned back to the bench as we speak, but Chukwu, anointed Chukwu, he's got the muscle, he's got that strength. If Town are going to go direct, he could be the man.
So to disappoint you, Paul, Chukwu's taking his seat again. In comes the free kick, and it's straight through to Joe Wright. Yeah, I don't think Chukwu was summoned. He was just trotting back to take his seat in the dugout. The ball is in the hands of the Town goalkeeper, Joe Wright. 13 minutes remaining, and it's Enfield Town 1, St Albans City 1. Joe Wright kicks along up the right. Sam Youngs challenges with Brandon Mason, wins the header, but it's fallen for St Albans. They flicked infield. Here's Coyne, the substitute, the Australian, cuts infield. Always miss hit that in the divot on the pitch, and it's fallen to Jack Bates, twisting and turning. Bates feeds it up wide right to Billy Leonard. Leonard, can he advance now? Up the right flank, gives it to Bates down by the byline on the right. Bates goes to ground and wins a free kick. It's a little better than a corner, this. It's a free kick or a throw. The referee, the assistant linesman there, waved her flag. And she waved her flag with a lot of vigour. but it was only to the end of a... Well, we're still unclear. I think it might be a free kick. So it's a free kick about 5 yards in from the corner flag. Town can make something of this. They've not really flung the big men back, though. Thompson and Benjamin have stayed all the way back, as has Mickey Parcell. So in comes the free kick into the area. Hawkins, who's being pulled a little there, it's gone over his head, it's gone over everyone's head, and the goalkeeper's come out of his area to clear up the line. It's Rizzullo. Oh, he's giving it away to Bates. Bates has a chance to shoot here. Oh, he's crunched from behind. And the referee has given the free kick against Bates. Just as Bates was preparing to pull the trigger, with the goalkeeper retreating back into his goal from the left corner of the area, Bates seemed to be brought down, and the referee has slightly confusingly given the free kick against Bates. St Albans have got on with play. The referee is always right, of course. Brandon Mason is now advancing up the left. He's given it, looking for Davis, and then it's cleared out of play by Billy Leonard, cleared up towards halfway and out of play, where the reconstructed stand is taking shape. A couple of middle-aged men in high-vis jackets take their own sweet time to trot across and retrieve the ball, and meanwhile a new ball is retrieved from the dugout areas. St Albans are preparing to bring on Alex Wall, who's joined the club only last month. 1 goal in his 5 appearances. 6'3", and he's on for the former Towner Ken Charles. With 10 minutes to go. And Town are preparing Harry Sidwell for Jack Bates. What have you made of Jack Bates' performance and that decision to take him off?
Well, he's getting a huge round of applause from the main stand here, as you might hear, and I think he's been Towner's best player, to be honest. He's had 3 or 4 great efforts at goal. I think he's been really good in midfield. A great example just now, actually, where he won the ball and then he made a nice run wide and got a good cross in. Unless he's got injured or just run out of steam, maybe that's the case. It's a bit like for like, because Sidwell is a very good passer of the ball, but yeah, I am surprised, given Town's lack of composure in the middle, that Sidwell didn't stay on. Sidwell didn't come on with Bates.
However, as you say, it's relatively like for like. Sidwell's another neat technical player. Players restarted finally. St Albans building from a throw on the left. It's Mason under pressure. After a bit of a scramble, Town clear over halfway, but there is no one remotely near the ball. And Jack James has all the time in the world. He's using all of it to bring it under control. Slightly heavy touch from James. He's swung it forward now towards Smith. Hawkins wins the header. Parcell launches high towards the halfway line. Knight is towered over. Bailey Brown now nudges forward aerially, something for Dylan to chase. Long King got the head on it first, however, and Johnson, the goalkeeper, can gather and then roll out to Brandon Mason, and there's no respite for Town in these final 8 minutes. Brandon Mason plays the ball forward. Benjamin's beaten to it, but Leonard manages to clear, and it's gone out of play. It's about to go out of play for a St Albans ball. It's going to be a throw into St Albans right down by their left corner flag. So Knight and Sidwell have come on, Peake and Bates have gone off. It's been pretty like for like. Town do have Chuku Kasimu and the defensive Charlie Stallard on the bench. It doesn't look like anyone else is being ready. Do you see another substitution coming in these final 6 or 7 minutes?
I would have thought Chukwu would be the obvious one, really, just because his physicality to give Town something different up front. But as you say, it doesn't look likely at the moment.
St Albans have launched a long ball forward, and Joe Wright's made a mess of that. He came to the edge of his area to deal with it, but it was bouncing and he just hooked it straight into the air. Towner failed to clear it. Roszulo's picked it up outside the right corner of the area. Now in comes the cross from Sweet. Parcell heads clear. Knight can clear up the line, and Dylan flicks it into the path of the running Sidwell, but it was cleared by St Albans, and then an aimless ball forward for them, and Joe Wright has a chance to be a bit more composed in possession this time. It was just an aimless long ball that he initially made a mess of. It bounced. The problem was it bounced just a yard outside his area, and he was caught in a couple of mines, I think. He couldn't pick it up. As it was bouncing, he didn't quite want to bring it under control. He ended up trying to whack it clear. He just whacked it straight up into the air. The danger of past, however. Joe Wright's kicked along. Long King has got a head on it initially. Smith's brought it down, but Brown's battling with him. Then Wall shoves it forward for St Albans. Hawkins is there to mop up, gives it back to his goalkeeper Wright, who will take a touch on his right foot and then clear. Oh, it's a poor clearance. It's gone straight to the St Albans player. Sav Benjamin has to come back along with Adam Thompson to clear that up. It was a really poor clearance from Wright. And meanwhile, up the other end, Dillonton. But the goalkeeper's come all the way. He's come twice out of his area. He's only just got the ball clear. St Albans have picked up the loose ball. Otherwise, there was an unguarded net for Town. It's all happening here. The goalkeepers are all over the place in these last couple of minutes. Both of them flying out of their areas and failing to deal with back passes and the like. The flag's gone up against St Albans. Town will have a free kick. But at both ends, first Joe Wright's scuffed clearance, and then Michael Johnson came racing out of his area, twice failed to deal with the situation. He's now down, sitting on his haunches. Goalkeeping madness these last couple of minutes, Paul.
Sums up goalkeepers, really, I think, Michael. Yeah, craziness. Yeah, Michael Johnson, I think it's the second time he's been down, actually. He's getting some treatment now from the St Albans physio. But yeah, both goalkeepers. It was a long ball down the middle. How many times has that caused St Albans problems this afternoon, Michael? And Dylan was after it very, very quickly. And yeah, Michael Johnson came out and twice tried to clear it, first with his foot and then with his head. Just about got away with it. And then, a couple of moments for Joe Wright as well. He's been excellent, hence Reece Forster not getting him back in the side. But I think sometimes he struggles a bit with his kicking. Certainly the first goal at Chelmsford last week was when he misdirected, trying to clear the ball away, and that led to the Chelmsford goal. So yes, both goalkeepers getting away with one, I would suggest, in the last few minutes.
Anointed Chiku has removed his bib. That's the hot fashion update, and it looks like he's removing his training top as well. He is removing his training top, so we might see, with 5 minutes remaining, the arrival of Anointed Chiku. I can't imagine Gavin will go for broke. I'd imagine it would be like for like, Chiku for Dylan, but you never quite know. Town manager Gavin McPherson does love an attacking substitution. Play will finally resume. Joe Wright takes the kick. Michael Johnson is back on his feet. Sam Young's challenges for the header. It's going to fall loose to Mason. He just boots the ball up towards halfway, where Wall is challenging, but Benjamin's done well to beat him to it. Brown's brought it down well, flicked it into the path of Sidwell. He's being tugged from behind. Play goes on. Sidwell spreads it wide to Ollie Knight. Manages to bring it under control, under pressure. Threads it forward to Sam Young's back to goal. First time layup. Here's Sidwell, couldn't quite get the shot away. St Albans have smuggled it clear, and now the dangerous Davis is on the break. Up the left for St Albans, all the way up to the left corner of the area, taking on Benjamin. Benjamin staying with him. Benjamin's won the ball from him. Benjamin's done brilliantly here. Now trying to dribble clear the ball up the line. Brilliant play there from Zav Benjamin, particularly bearing in mind he's already on a yellow card. However, Razulu's picked it up for St Albans, who've now won a throw 20 yards from goal on their left as they attack. Brandon Mason has the ball in his hands. 3 minutes remaining. Town 1, St Albans City 1. Throw's given to Davis again outside the Town area. Feeds it back to Coyne. Goes left to Rizzulo, and now Mason trying to flick it past Brown, but Brown got in his way. Youngs now chips the ball up the right flank. Dylan will hold it up. Dylan under pressure from James, holds him off there. Dylan, good upper body strength from the young man. Lays it back to Brown, gets a little ripple of applause. Brown gives it infield to Mickey Parcell, just north of the centre circle. Parcell, neat ball into Brown. Brown 1-2. In comes Brown again. Brown shoots just wide of goal. Bailey Brown played the 1-2 with Dylan. Flicked the ball over the goalkeeper. Town players half-heartedly appealing for a penalty because Brown was caught late after he had the little chip at goal, but he flicked his shot just wide. It was a great chance for Town.
It all started with some wonderful midfield play by Parcell, and then a little 1-2. It was on the edge of the area. Brown, was it Dylan 1-2 with? And Brown came onto it and hit the shot. Keeper was beaten, but unfortunately so was the post. It just beat the post. And as you suggested, Michael, it's a like-for-like substitution. Kim Dillon, who I think has been brilliant, he's worked really, really hard. His hold-up play has been good. But Chukwu, you never know. His added strength in this last couple of minutes might cause St Albans some problems. Let's not forget, a draw wouldn't be a disaster. You know, it wouldn't be a disaster at all. But if someone can make themselves a hero in the next couple of minutes, could it be anointed Chukwu?
Well, he's just bought a dummy, hook, line and sinker there from St Albans, who forced a long ball forward, and Joe Wright's claimed it. Under pressure from Harrison Smith, but he claimed it well. And now Town do have a big man up in attack at whom to aim. Joe Wright kicks from feet. And it's up towards Chukwu, who loses his first aerial battle against Long King. Bailey Brown wins his, then goes to ground. He's claiming a free kick. Play just goes on. Ollie Davis has picked it up for St Albans. Mason now in left back position, deep inside his own half, under pressure from Youngs. He gives it in field to Long King. Long King under pressure forces a ball with a bit of meat on it to Sweet, who's done well to keep it in on his chest. And then Chukwu comes across really well, fires in a challenge at him. I thought he might have won the throw there, but the throw's given St Albans' way. It's a throw on the right flank, on halfway, although St Albans stole a few yards. Coynes headed it forward. Hawkins should be able to see this out of play, but Smith's applying pressure to him, and Hawkins ultimately forces the ball out for a throw, but he managed to win the throw himself there. Must have deflected it off Smith. It's a throw to Town, left back position. And Henry Hawkins, as we mentioned earlier, Hawkins has had a standout match. He's been named the official man of the match for Town today, and 6 added minutes have been announced. 90 minutes are up. We're into the first of 6 minutes, and Henry Hawkins, the man of the match, is going to take the throw up the line for Town. It's won initially by St Albans and then forced up by Parcell. Bailey Brown's gone to ground now, holding his calf or ankle. The ball is in the hands of Michael Johnson. Brown's got back up to his feet, but he's limping heavily. Johnson doesn't care. He's rolled the ball out and kicks from feet up towards the Town penalty area. Henry. Here is Brown. Not the best touch from Brown. It's with Sweet outside the Town area on the right. Rizzulo, low ball into the area. Neat turn. Might come from Banton. Shoots. Great save, Joe Wright. Really sharp save there, because Banton got his first time shot away from about 16 yards on his left foot, and Joe Wright was alert to it, got down really quickly low to his left and kept it out. It remains Town 1, St Albans 1. Brown has gone to grounds now to receive treatment. There's going to be a stoppage, but that was a great save and a vital save from Joe Wright.
Yeah, it was. I think Thompson did well as well, actually. Ball came to Banton in the middle of the area, and Thompson's was two in very quickly, so Banton had to get his shot away very quickly, but it was a very sharp save. Didn't quite get enough power behind it, but sharp save, as you say, from Joe Wright. We just have a pause here because Bailey Brown is down. He looks in a bit of trouble, to be honest, here, Michael, Bailey Brown. But yeah, Henry Hawkins, I think he thoroughly deserves that Man of the Match award. I think he's been excellent. He's won everything. I think the back three, actually, Benjamin, Thompson, Hawkins, have been very good. They've got some great last-minute blocks in, and they've had to, because St Albans have had some chances, but the back three have kept them out.
There's still a stoppage. Brown has received treatment. He's very gingerly picking himself up here, and he's got a bit of a limp on as he walks across. He's a giant, isn't he, Bailey Brown? 6'4" of him. Former Tottenham youth player. So Stallard and Casimou took off his bib. He's replacing the bib now. He's putting it back on, but it looks like Stallard might be coming on for his final couple of minutes to replace Bailey Brown. So Brown off, Charlie Stallard, and we've had 2 minutes off the allotted 4 for stoppages. Play will resume with St Albans. I can't quite remember, and I don't think the players are quite clear how play is going to resume. St Albans will have possession. I don't know if it's free kick or throw in. It's going to be a throw to St Albans on the right, level with the edge of the Town penalty area, and they've not thrown the ball back to Town. They've tried to go on the attack. Well, that's not the done thing. Let's put it that way. So Joe Wright put the ball out of play for the Town player to receive treatment, and St Albans just resumed play on the attack, and they've got the ball now edge of the area down towards the byline. Smith tries to shoot at the near post from an absolutely impossible angle, but Joe Wright got down low to save it. And he's just paused on top of the ball, Joe Wright. He had to stop and a lie down and contemplation of life, but he's got it to his feet now. There was still 3 minutes remaining of added time, and Joe Wright's trotted to the edge of his area where Harrison Smith is keeping an eye on him. Joe Wright will, however, kick from feet, high, over halfway. Sam Youngs gets the flick on it, but it's too hefty a flick, and that's drifted all the way out of play for a goal kick to St Albans. Will Town be grateful for the point here today, Paul?
I think overall, quite possibly, yes, to be honest with you. St Albans haven't looked like a side struggling at the bottom, I don't think. They've a very composed performance for them. Like, you know, some really good passing movement in midfield, and then the ever-present danger of Ollie Davis. So I think, all in all, yes, I think we'll take this point.
It's a bit scrappy in the middle of the pitch. The ball's gone out of play for St Albans' throw in their left-back position. We've had 4 of the allotted 6 minutes of added time now. Brandon Mason has the ball in his hands to take this throw for St Albans, deep inside his own half. He throws up the line. Head on it from Billy Leonard's gone out of play again. It's another throw, this time closer to the halfway line, again to St Albans on their left. Mason will take it. And this time Town have won the throw. Poor control from Ollie Davis, of all people. So a throw to Town on halfway on the right. Throw to Town on the right. 5 minutes of added time are up. 1 minute remaining. Billy Leonard will take the throw on the right. Leonard throws up the line. Sam Youngs flicks it on. Davis gets half a foot in it. Leonard then pumps it in towards the area, but that's just drifted harmlessly out of play for a goal kick. Symptomatic of a bit of a lack of composure and lack of creativity in the final third for Town today.
Yeah, that's been the story, really. I mean, Town have played so well last few games. I would suggest, I think Gavin McPherson might say this, it's probably the poorest performance going forward for a while. Possibly the pressure, combination of the pressure, and how well St Albans have played, to be fair to them as well. I think Gavin will be very pleased with how we played at the back, but yeah, lack of creativity, lack of composure, sometimes a lack of confidence, I guess, as well. I think Gavin will feel that at the end of this game. Possibly a point gained.
Well, the Town fans are undeterred. They're still in good voice as Chuku here tries to muscle his way into the Town into the St Albans area, but David Long King is sufficiently long in the tooth to see that out of play for a goal kick to St Albans. 6 minutes are up. There'll be a little added on because Bailey Brown was down for a minute or two receiving treatment. St Albans have taken the goal kick up their left, shielding possession on halfway. Might fall for Youngs. Everybody appeals for a throw-in. It's gone out of play for a throw to St Albans. However, Coyne will take the throw. So this massive game, it's looking like it might end in a draw, leaving Town 6 points above the relegation zone with 2 to play, needing 1 more point to ensure safety. St Albans on the attack, however, down the left. Here's Davis down by the corner flag, flicks across into the area. Stallard's header isn't the best. It's get another chance to clear from the edge of the area. Stallard, he does clear up towards halfway. Chiku can get there first. Chiku beats his man on halfway. Chiku holding it up, plays it infield. Ollie Knight takes over. Knight wins a throw halfway inside the St Albans half on the left. This could be the final knockings for Town. Knight leaves the ball for Stallard, who does have a long throw on him on the left.
Come on.
It's only really Chuku, Youngs and Knight in and around the St Albans area, however. Stallard takes the throw high up towards Youngs, battles for it on the left. Youngs battling for it down by the corner flag now. He's got 2 St Albans players around him. The ball's gone out to play. It's going to be a St Albans throw. Sam Youngs is irate at somebody. I'm not sure if it was the referee or his teammates, but either way, the opportunity fizzled out. And it's a throw to St Albans that they take up their right flank. Stallard brings it down. Parcell crunches in with a challenge. The ball's going to fly out for a goal kick. And we've had almost 8 minutes of time added on now. It's a goal kick to St Albans. Mickey Parcell went crunching into that challenge. Picks himself up with a heavy limp. Parcell, who was booked earlier in the game. Johnson takes the goal kick. Wall wins the header. It might fall loose for Davis. Stallard half clears it. Coyne will bring it forward on the right. Here's Banton. The final whistle goes. It finishes Enfield Town 1, St Albans City 1. This crunch game that would have guaranteed survival for Town, that neither side dared to lose. It's finished in a draw. How did you see that? in its entirety, Paul?
Well, an amazing game of football, very exciting, end to end at times. The greater composure came from St Albans. They probably edged it, they were the better side. I think St Albans will go away ruining this and thinking they could have won it. Or St Albans, just hearing it, Salisbury have equalised, I think, against Weymouth. So we'll have to look at the results, have to look at the table, but I think the back three of Enfield played really well, under a lot of pressure at times, particularly from Ollie Davis. They made some great blocks, some great interceptions, and I think they'll be very pleased with their afternoon's work. So overall, I think we can be quite pleased with that draw. We probably do need something now from the last two games, which, Michael, won't be easy. Boreham Wood starting up away on Monday and Worthing on the following Saturday, but we knew it wouldn't be easy, didn't we, Michael? But very entertaining afternoon here, and as I say, I think we might look back on this, hopefully, all being well, fingers crossed, as a point gain for Enfield Town.
Thanks, Paul. Yeah, I agree. It was a fantastic game to watch. Quite the pleasure on which to commentate. Thank you all for listening. We'll have to look at the permutations of this. It's not a bad point. Defeat would have been unthinkable. It's not a bad point. Town will go again, and you will hear them go again on Easter Monday. Tune in once again to this channel. 10 minutes to 3 we'll go on air for a 3 o'clock kickoff on Easter Monday as Town travel to Boreham Wood, and then the final game of the season will be at home to Worthing next Saturday the 26th. Again, 10 minutes to 3 we'll go on air for a 3 o'clock kickoff. Do tune in to the social media channels, ETFC Comms on Twitter, on Instagram, and ETFC Commentary on Facebook for more behind the scenes footage. Thank you for tuning in. Listen in again next week. I'm going to dash downstairs now to try to catch Town Manager Gavin McPherson for the post-match interview, and again you can catch that on the social media channels. Gavin and all the players are taking in the acclaim of the Town fans, who've been fantastic as ever. Town fans are confident that we'll stay up. We will wait and see how the season pans out. As I say, join me again on Monday at 10 minutes to 3, Monday the 21st, Bank Holiday Monday, for live coverage of Enfield Town versus Boreham Wood. But until then, I leave you with the final score of Enfield Town 1, St Albans City 1.